long enough and mistreated long enough. Queen, it's time to stand up. Queen, it's time to get up. Queen, it's time to rise. Queen, rise up.
Hey, Queens, rise up. You know how we do. This is Queen Rise Up Women Empowerment. What we do around here, we empower who? You, that woman, to do what? To know her worth and her value. Queen, when you get up this morning and put your feet on the ground, make the devil, M-A-double-D, mad that you are up this morning, and make sure you got your foot on the jugular of his neck. Do you hear me? Listen, thank you for joining me right here on Queen Rise Up, where we empower each and every last one of you across every spectrum, spirit, soul, and body, not just one of your area of your life prospers, but every area of your life. We meet here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here between Facebook, YouTube. Listen to me. Those who are following me over on YouTube, if you need to speak with me, talk to me, communicate with me, just email me at queensriseup1@gmail.com. That's Queens with an S, Pearl, rise up, number one. Listen, because it's time to get up. Can I tell you, it is time to rise up. And you're rising up from the inside out, not just from the outside in. And when you're rising up from the inside, it takes work. It takes accountability. It takes responsibility. Can I tell you, that's real talk. That's why this morning was called what? Do the right thing. Real talk. Good morning, Queens. Listen to me. Get into your right spiritual posture this morning, and just make those declarations and decrees over your life, because life and death is in the power of your tongue. Listen to me, your tongue. So you speak life. Somebody say, let me speak life this morning. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. What you say makes a difference. What you say influence, because you are an influencer. You have the power to shift and to change atmospheres. Do you hear me? So when you open up your mouth and begin, good morning, Queen, and begin to declare what God says concerning you, it should shift some things. It should change some things. Come on, you should stop. Listen, look, some things in your life should start transforming when you start speaking and uttering, come on, what God says concerning you. So listen, this morning, let's do how we do. Declare over your life and decree who God says you are. Roxanne, I see you. All right, Nicole. Good morning, Queens. I am who God says I am, and I can do what God says I can do. I am the head and not the tail. Let me say, wait a minute, hold it. I am the head and not the tail. Woo! I am above and not beneath. I need you to catch it. I'm the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I am more than a conqueror. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I need you to open up your mouth and declare it this morning that I am who God says I am. I am the head and not the tail. I am the above and not beneath. I am more than a conqueror. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Come on, listen to me. Come on, I am in. Come on, listen to me. I am that God says I am. Come on, listen this morning. I am the apple of God's eye. I am that of a royal priesthood. I am that. I am a king's kid. Don't stop none. Won't be none. Listen to me. I am prosperous. My mind is sound in the name of Jesus. Just say it this morning. Come on, declare over your life. I am perfected. Come on, he said he will finish the work that he began in you. I am. Come on, I am more than a conqueror. There is a plan for me. Come on, I am courageous. Come on, listen to me. And this is real talk this morning. Just speak to that thing this morning, because I'm gonna tell you something. If you really living, come on, if you're really living, not just existing, there is things that will beat up against who you are as an individual, as a person. But this morning, you got to, when you get up in the mornings, you know what? Today is a new day. It is a new opportunity. It is a fresh start. Come on, that thing that you need to get right, it's an opportunity to turn it around. Can I tell you, if you haven't been speaking well, come on, speak well this morning. Come on, speak. Listen, wait. Let me do this only because God speaks highly of you. Start speaking highly of yourself. I am victorious. Come on. I am prosperous. I need you to get start speaking highly of yourself. Say what God says concerning you. Not that you're speaking what you say about you, but you are saying what God says about you, because God thinks highly of you. You are the representation of Christ Jesus. I need y'all to get up this morning. Speak highly of yourself. Do you hear me? When nobody else will. Declare this morning, there is a plan for me. A thoughts of, listen, not a plan of evil, but thoughts of peace and with an expected end. So listen to me. Speak highly of you. I am the apple of God's eye. I need you to get up this morning. Know your worth and know your value, Queen. Do you hear me? And I'm going to tell you something about a woman who understands their value and their worth. Now, this is not no street value or a carnal value. When I'm talking about really knowing who you are. Come on, even in the midst of a drought, in a deficit, in a wilderness experience, knowing who you are is everything. Can I tell you? Because when you know who you are and you get into a tough spot, you will still know how to do the right thing, baby. Let me help you this morning. When you really know who you are, you'll still know how to do the right thing. Somebody said, I got to do the right thing. Listen to me, real talk. He says, listen. He said, you got it. He says, he says, whatever you do in word or deed, he says, everything in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, make sure you are doing the right things, Queen, so you don't have to be looking over your shoulders. Can I tell you, you can listen to me, while God is establishing in your purpose, you ain't got to worry about the write-up. Listen to me, real talk this morning. Just do the right thing, even when it's hard. Can I just say that? If you are who God says you are, you can do what God calls you to do. You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. Your way is already made. You are prosperous, Queen. Just go and do the right thing, because he says this, whatever you reap, that whatever you sow, that you also reap. Let me have a sip this morning. Whatever you sow, that shall you also reap. Do you hear me? So just go and do the right thing this morning, Queen. And he says, listen, what he said, your reward that he has for you is greater. Come on, he said, obedience is better than sacrifice. I don't know who this is for today, but just do the right thing. Do you hear me? It might be hard. You might be pressed against the wall, but make sure you're doing the right thing, Queen. And if you are all those things, walk in it. Walk with integrity. Walk with character. Walk in a position of poise. Come on, that people want to be with you. Come on, good morning, Queen. Listen, he says, whatever you do, he says, listen. He said, even if you got to learn, some people need to learn how to do good. He said, learn to do good. Let me lock and load this morning. Isaiah, Barbara, good morning, Queen. Isaiah 1:17. He says, learn to do good. Justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, and plead the widow's cause. Sometimes you got to learn how to do good. Do you hear me? Because we all got some bad habits. We all got some bad traits. We all got some bad ideas and thoughts that come to our mind and heart, period, especially when you're in a tough place. Let me tell you something. We are co-heirs, and we are co-heirs with Christ, Queen. Listen to me. We're going to do I'm just going to do the right thing. Do the right thing. Do you hear me? Do the righteous thing and the justice thing. So, Queens, when you are establishing yourself in who Christ says you are, and you're operating in the assignment, you ain't gotta be looking over your shoulder, knowing that you done did something illegal. Come on, fraudulent, well, unnecessary. You ain't gotta be looking over your shoulders. You can keep on walking, even dealing with people. Don't do anything that'll disrupt your character. Come on, this is real talk. Can I tell you? Because you know what? No, if you're living, if your deeds, come on, integrity, real talk. Don't stop none. Roxanne, integrity, your character. Good morning, Renee. It is everything to who you are. Can I tell you? And I'm telling you where your first place of integrity starts. Real talk. Not even in the church or the community or in your business. It starts in your home. What is your integrity like at home? Let me have a sip this morning. How's your character at home? Can I say, let me have a sip this morning? Listen to me. He says, listen, how is your integrity? Queen, yes, let me do it again. Did I do Romans? Listen, look. I got it. That was Isaiah, Queen. I did Isaiah 1:17. Learn to do good and seek justice. Sometimes you got to learn how to do it right, baby. Did you hear me? So that while you're operating in who God says you are, come on, you got your camp. Your camp is in decency and in order. Can I just say that it doesn't have to be perfect? Just making sure you're doing your part. Come on, that you're doing what's required on your part. That you're allowing God to deal with you according to how he's dealing with you. Can I just say that? You ain't got to do everybody's part and everybody pieces. That's not what I'm saying. But integrity in the home. How are you handling you? How are you presenting yourself? How are you carrying yourself are you carrying yourself like a lady? Or are you acting like a banshee? And this is real talk. Sometimes you got to learn how to be good. Learn how to talk with etiquette. Oh, let me talk to somebody. Don't start nothing this morning. Listen to me, talking about integrity in your home. And then so you ain't got to be looking over your shoulder while you are accomplishing the assignment or the purpose of the task. Some of it need to be learned because we are unlearned, because our tongues are unlearned. Our spirit, man, that's real talk. Integrity starts at the home. Your character, when they look at you, what do they, not that we matter how they think of us at the end of the day, but however, listen to me, come on. Good morning, Deborah. Come on, Queen. He says, learn to do good and seek justice. He says, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless and plead of the widows. He says, listen, even Romans, he said, do not overcome overcome evil. He said, do not overcome by evil, but you overcome evil by doing good. Let me help somebody this morning. Don't overcome evil with evil, but he said you overcome by doing good. We're talking about the integrity of a queen. Real talk this morning. Listen to me. If there's things, listen, if there's things that are happening, you deal with them appropriately, accordingly. Real talk. Don't just sweep it underneath the rug, but real talk. Make sure you're doing your part. Now, you're not responsible for anybody else's part. Let me just help you right now. Wait. Because sometimes we want to, come on, good morning, queen. Listen to me. To God be the glory, because sometimes we want to fix everybody in the system. No, he said, no. Just do you. Make sure you're queen. Make sure you're in the right place. Make sure you got the right attitude. You're in the right poise. You are not responsible. Listen, for anybody else's reaction. Do you hear me? Good morning, queens. So you're rising up from the inside out, not from the outside in. Come on, listen. How are we looking to God? Real talk. Taking responsibility, taking accountability for yourself up in this thing. Because at the end of the road, queen, is going to be personal. And they're going to be like, you did this to me and you made me do this. Good morning, queen. He says, listen, walk with integrity. Some of us got to learn how to do good. And I'm going to tell you something. When the forces, good morning, Zeta. When the forces are against you, my goodness, come on. I don't know about y'all, but listen, let me have a sip before I say it. Listen. Sometimes some of us can pop off at the mouth. Can I tell you, unlearned tongue? Because our spirit man is unteachable. It's undisciplined. But when you learn how to get that thing under alignment into what God says, he says, because some of us need to learn how to handle business. Can I tell you? Because queens, when you are effectively taking care of your assignment, you don't have to be looking back over your shoulder. Oh, listen. Real talk. If you got any alts or things that are undone, go get them right. Listen to me. Come on. Renee, it's going to be personal. Come on. Your reflection. This is real talk. He says, whatever. He says, when you know to do the right thing, he said, just go ahead and do the right thing. Listen, to do good, to do good and not do good, that is sin, queen. This is real talk this morning. Just make sure your home, your base, according to how God is dealing with you, is in its proper alignment. Queens, there is too much on the table in this season. There is places that God is getting ready to take you that nope. Listen to me, because what's going to happen? Let me share this with you, because there's places that you are going to go that others are not going to. They're not permitted to go with you. Do you hear? I said permitted. No. So you can't get frustrated and upset with those who are not, are meant to go up with you in the season that you are in. There is so much to be done. This is real talk. So when you know to do good, just go ahead and do good. When you know, your integrity, and this real talk. What Spike Lee used to say, just do the right thing. Just do, and I use right and righteous, but just do proper alignment. This is real talk. Can I tell you? And some of you probably getting ready to snatch some things back into alignment so you can orchestrate in the things of God. Because I'm going to tell you something. When you start elevating, I promise you, what's not willing to go to the next level is going to drop off. Whether it's people, places, or things, I promise you. Let me help you this morning. You just do your part. You just do your portion. You just speak. Come on, you do your home first. Don't start none. Won't be none. Take care of your home. Take care of your responsibilities. Do your part appropriately and accordingly. And you are not responsible for anybody else's response. As long as you have done the right thing. Don't start none. Won't be none. Listen. And then let me help those who feel like, you know what, this thing is getting a little bit too hard. It feel like I ain't gonna make it. It feels like, listen, look, they're hurting me. I'm trying to do it right, but I got news for you. Let me just drop you down to Matthew 5 and 10. God has a way of bringing comfort even in a hard place. Do you hear me? He says, just do the right thing. Matthew 5, let me just get here, chapter 10. He says, blessed is those. Oh, come on. It is important, but he says, listen, blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness. Listen to me. Let me have a sip this morning. Let me help somebody. Because you know what, we like, oh, it's hard. Oh, I gotta hold back. Oh, they swallow my tongue. Woo! Hold my thoughts. Keep them in alignment. Whoa, wait a minute. Listen, after all of this and all of that, he says, listen, blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness. I'm going to help you this morning. He says, listen, for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are others who revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. He said, I need you to do this. I need you to rejoice, be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. I'm going to help somebody this morning because I'm going to tell you something. It's very hard. Matthew 5 and 10, 5 through 12. It is sometimes hard to have balance. I promise you. Friend, don't start nothing. Somebody say friendly fire. Can I tell you, Queens, when you understand your assignment, this is real talk. Do you hear me? When you understand your assignment and the purpose in which you were given, you will learn how to execute it. And when you begin to execute what God says concerning you, you will find that things will drop off of your life. Let me tell you something. Sometimes people, places, and things, can I tell you, because the higher you go, the harder it is for them to reach you. Don't start none. There's places in life, come on, you know how things used to aggravate you on certain levels. You're going to get to a certain level. You'll get to a certain realm where that thing will no longer aggravate you. And when that thing no longer aggravates you, listen to me, it loses strength. It loses power. It loses its momentum. I'm going to help somebody today. And then next thing you know, you know what? Oh, that thing be done left you alone. Can I say that at the end of the day? But not because you are operating on another level. You are operating now on another realm. You are operating on a renewed mind. You're operating knowing that you got on the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness. So I'm going to help somebody this morning. Listen, and you'll be able to do what you've been called to do. Can I tell you? And that is real talk. Because what happens is even when you start operating, come on, somebody say maturity. Come on, listen to me. Come on, you felt that shift. Don't start none, because now you are not sitting and operating in your own carnal thoughts, in your own carnal mind based on circumstances. You are now realizing that God, you are, listen to me, I am walking in a new level, in a new position, a new territory. Come on, listen to me. I am walking in your righteousness, not just on a prayer. Listen to me, don't start none this morning. And listen to me, and now you can execute, you can move and start moving in the things of God. Listen to me, while you're working in your assignment, Queen, this is real talk this morning, that it doesn't take you out of character, doesn't mess with your integrity. Because one thing about the enemy, he loves when you are out of line. He loves when you are not in your rightful position. Man, let me tell you something. Who was that? Who you look? They'll start looking. They'll start talking to you like, oh, who you think you is? And you just finished. Real talk. You hear me this morning? He says, listen, blessed are those who's been persecuted for righteousness' sake. But your integrity, queen, is everything. Can I tell you? Because whatever you sow, that shall you also reap. Let me have a sip this morning. Oh! Have there ever been moments where you feel like you've been hog-tied by circumstances and situations and people? And that moment it felt like was nothing you could do but listen to me, look, but stand there and take. Sometimes I feel like you just had to take some of the things that came with the territory, the talk back, the opposition. Come on, listen to me, real talk. It felt like Lord, if I could say what I want to say, if I could do what I want to do, my God. But you know what? God says, listen, he says, hold your peace. Wait a minute, let me help somebody. Listen, hold your peace. Secure, don't start nothing, Queen. Hold your peace and let God fight your battle. He says, because you have to understand, every fire is not meant to be put out. Let that joker smoke by itself. You got things to do. Do you hear me? Because eventually every fire will burn out. Listen, some fires are not meant to fan. I'm going to help somebody today. Some fires are not meant to fan. Some things you're going to have to just let them burn out while you walk in what God says concerning you. Let it burn, baby. Somebody say, let it burn, baby, burn. Because some things does not require. Whoa, come on. Some things are going to require your attention to the degree that it takes you off the will of God concerning you. Blessed is those who are persecuted. Do you hear me? You better pick your battles. Let me have a sip this morning. Wait a minute. Whoa! So just go ahead and do what is right. Go ahead and just do what is right. You better pick your battles. Your integrity. Woo! There is things that God has already in store for you. There was positions and places and people that God has already knitted for you to meet. Already. Woo! Come on, same mind, one accord. Don't start burn to the ground. Burn that right. You know, let it burn. Queen, real talk. Let it burn. Some things are not meant. If it's going to affect if it's going to affect who you are, your peace, your joy. Come on, your integrity. Take you outside of your character. Got you doing black flips with your tongue. Mentally, emotionally, psychologically. Matter of fact, just speak to it. I'm just going to go ahead and do the right thing. Take it to prayer. Lord, you told me to pray all things. Real talk. But when that moment comes where you need to address it and it needs to personally be dealt with, then you deal with it. Oh, let me have a sip this morning. And then you deal with it. Because some things that do need to be dealt with have left you hog-tied because you haven't approached them properly. I believe in my heart. Discipline. Queen said there's something. One of the queens said, I didn't get to catch it. But she says this. Being on one accord and unity. Let me tell you something. Light will push out darkness. Do you hear me? Let me have a sip this morning. And listen. Light will push out darkness. Do you hear me? And if certain things are not willing to get into alignment and come under the will of God, just keep watching. Watch what happens. I promise you. Let your light shine. Prayer gets us closer to Yahweh. Real talk, you hear me? Toxic. And Queen, that relationship can come through anything. Water, oil, come on, they never mix, Queen, and they never will. But if you keep allowing your righteousness and do the right thing, come on, light, Queen, it pushes out darkness. Real talk. Oh, wait a minute. I think I need security up in the room. Wait a minute. I need security up in here. God, you're going to help me. Lord, you're going to help me with this one. If you ever look sometimes at life, you're walking according to the will of God concerning you. And then all of a sudden, you say things in your arena of life, close to you, relationships. Things start, sometimes they'll back up or they'll join you. Let me help you. They're either going to back up. Light has a way. Either it's going to push back darkness, your life, and whatever's around you. Oh, I need some help today. Woo! Now, I don't know about y'all. Y'all lived in the hood or not, but y'all understand how cockroaches roll. They operate well. I'm gonna help somebody. They operate very well in the dark. But as soon as you turn the light on, they run. Some of you are wondering why. Woo! Listen. Some ain't doing this. Some ain't doing that. Why this is going this way? Why are they going and not here? Listen to me. Why it seems like we're getting further apart and not closer together? Baby, when you turn the lights on, them cockroaches that don't belong, I promise you, they're going to run. Do you hear me? While you're doing the righteous thing. I'm going to help somebody. Let me have a sip. Wait a minute. Hold it. Woo! I need my whistle. Time out. Listen to me. They'll start to scatter. Don't start none. Won't be none. Because do you know? Oh my goodness. We said oil and water cannot mix. When you are doing the righteous thing and you start shining, come on. Come on. You start shining light into dark places. Queen, let me tell you something. When you start shining light in dark places and those things and some things start to scatter. And sometimes when people don't want to get their lives in the proper alignment or the right order, instead of allowing the light come on to open up and expose what it is that need to be exposed in their own personal lives, they'll run and then they're scattered. And you'll be like, oh, what happened? I didn't see this coming. What happened was the light hit that joker. Wow! And y'all ever see the movie called The Exorcist Don't Start None? And it look. Some of you walking around in your establishment, you are the light, baby, and you wondering why this don't start nothing this morning. Listen to me. It's not strange. Can I tell you? Listen to me. It's not strange that thing is happening in your life. Come on, I got no. If you are walking in the power of God, can I tell you? Only so much can stay in the presence of light. Do you hear me? When you are even being persecuted. Queens, when you understand your assignment and you understand what you have been given and purpose to do, what comes with it? Start rolling off your back like water off of a duck. Do you hear me? Real talk. I need to blow it, Queen. Don't start none this morning. Because you got to learn how to do the right thing. And when you start doing the right thing and you begin to be persecuted for righteousness, you got to make sure you got some backup. Real talk. Do you hear me? Integrity is everything. It is important. Know your purpose. Know your stance. And I need to be very, let me do this, because I understand Christianity and religion has taught us to keep everything under this rug. Don't talk about it. And I'm not talking about just looking at the fires that don't need to be fought, but there are some things that do need to be addressed. Do you hear me? There are things that do need to be addressed and brought to the table. Some things need to be taken into prayer, and some things just need to be well left alone. But if that thing that you won't deal with properly, whether it's prayer, whether it's to leave it alone, whether it's to properly deal with it accordingly, if you don't deal with it, it will find you later. Do you hear me? It will catch up with you after time. Come on, Queen. Real talk. Fresh, even for this, you got to have fresh. Queen said fresh oil. Real talk. Fresh oil. Queen, I promise you, if you do the right thing, watch your oil. Boy, don't want. Woo! Listen. When you do the right thing, watch your oil. Look at you. Oh, it's gonna be fresh and effective. You hear me? And powerful. Watch your oil, Queen. I promise you. Watch your oil. Watch your oil. Do the righteous thing. Woo! Listen. And wherever you go, you'll leave a little residue of your oil. Pop, pop. Woo. Real talk. Queens, your integrity is everything. I just had a situation in an adventure, a business adventure. And so I needed to request. Let me just do this. And I'm gonna give him a shout out for this, because this alone, come on, Queen, integrity. What make you want to do business with them again? Come on, watch your oil. Don't start nothing, Queen. Listen. Integrity. I had to ask for a refund. And I didn't think they were going to give it back to me. It wasn't no small refund. It was a nice refund. And it was refunded. Because I was, I even say, because we do things sometimes in the heat of a moment. We do things with great expectation. But sometimes in life, things doesn't work according to the plan of the deed. But Queen, it is so up to us to do the right thing. Because now your character, your integrity is on the line. Can I say it? You don't want to be looking back over your shoulders in life. You don't want to be like, look, you know what? And I understand that God is working in all of us and doing things inside of us. That is, I'm looking for my creator page. I'm starting on doing things and perfecting the work that he began in each and every last one of us. But Queens, this season right here, real talk. How are you handling family matters? How are you handling your relationships? Are you doing the right thing? And what others do, I said, don't destroy your character integrity. I'm telling you. Listen, real talk. Good morning, Queen. For a moment in time that you cannot get back. Listen. And I got to give it to him. I'm going to give him a shout out, if you don't mind. We know what? We'll hold. I don't know if he wants me to do that yet. But his integrity will make me want to go back and try it again. Can I just say that? The integrity that he left. I saw his character as a great business owner. And this is real talk. Do you hear me? It is important to what you leave behind. I don't know how y'all see Christ's integrity. How y'all see his character? Listen. What did he leave behind? And he says, listen, I made you in my likeness and I made you in my image. Make sure you operate in integrity and great character. Because eventually, because you know all the places that God is going to take you and that he's taking you. Your integrity will speak for you just when they hear your name. Let me have a sip this morning. So watch what you say. Watch what you do. And watch how you do it. One of the Queens said about even toxic relationships. I'm going here this morning, Queens. Your relationships are very vital to your purpose and your assignment. Do you hear me? Let me say that again. Your relationships are very, 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 very important to your destiny. They're either going to build you up or they're going to tear you down. Your relationships are vital to destiny. And they matter. Real talk. I found in the journey that my relationships helps me to evolve. Can I just say that? My relationships helped me to evolve. And then what happens in the moment when you begin to evolve? Because now God is using or has used that individual in the making of you, of who you are. Let me help you this morning. Now he says, now, this is what he does. She's just something about him. I cannot explain him, but I've learned to understand that now. He says, okay, all that you have learned through the making or the help that I've sent, now you got to learn how to execute. Listen, what you've been given. Listen to me. Listen. You got to learn how to execute. So what God does in these moments, he kind of like moves everything aside. Let me help somebody to see if you matured. Listen, can you walk? When no one else is cheerleading you. Listen to me. Do you hear me, Queens? And will you still keep your proper integrity? Because now he's going to get the glory out of the things he set up. It's like going to school. Let me help you this morning. And I'm still talking about doing the right thing when you know that God is still operating in the midst of some things in your life. It's like going to school. You go to school, you got your teacher, you got your professor, you got your labs, you got your computer, you got the what's that room called? Remedial classes, where you can go and get the help that you need and everything's positioned. Then there's this break. There's this break once you go and you start, you graduate. Let me help somebody this morning. you graduate, then you take all the information that you received along the way, all the experiences that you received along the way in life, and now you got to go execute. Listen, let me help you. And so now you don't have, let me help you, the teacher, the remedial room, the computer room. Come on, the professors, real talk. You can't go and get counseling from the tax the financial aid department. No. You got to learn how to operate. And while you're operating, I'm going to help somebody today. And while you're operating and God is teaching you how to exercise and execute what he has positioned individuals to place into your life, come on, how to use them, because they are everything that everybody that you meet are a part of some part of your purpose. Do you hear me? The good, the bad, and the ugly. But the real talk is this. And while you are executing, you got to make sure you are still doing the right thing in the midst of it. Can I tell you? And listen to me. Sometimes, how did I get here? Let me just, listen. And sometimes, my goodness, because it's a plan, it is, queens, this is real talk. Because God says, I'm going to get the glory out of this. He can't give it to anybody else. There's something about God, real talk. But in the midst of all those things, you just make sure you are still walking in integrity. Make sure you are still saying the right things. Make sure you are still doing the right things. Because let me tell you, real talk, do you hear me? Make sure you got the right spiritual posture. You got the right attitude. Come on, listen to me. Come on, I see Dr. Mirage watching you. You his groups are learning. Come on. Amen, queen. Listen to me. Because what happens is, queens, there's a moment in time, because what happened, let me tell you, because what can also happen, see, I know we went from our home into this part of our relationship, because these relationships are really important, whether it's with your spouse, whether it's with your children, whether it's with your friends, wherever that thing is in life, they are very important, but you got to just do the right things, can I tell you? And sometimes God will have you just, he'll have you step back, he'll start you looking at things differently, because he says, I'm going to get the glory out of this thing. Can I tell you, I'm going to get the glory out of your life. I can't give it to anybody else. Everyone plays a role and a position, but God gets the glory. He gets it. So while you're navigating and moving into the things of God, make sure you stay in a righteous mind. Your heart be in a righteous posture, so you yourself don't get in the way of what God is actually doing. I don't care, from your home front to your church front to your community. Just do the right thing along the way, so that your integrity, because many of us are known by our character in the things that we do. You know they're not coming, so don't trip. Understand the relationship. You know they're not going with you, don't trip. Just understand the character. Real talk, when you understand, when you really, so you'll stay in your, when you'll know in your, so you come on, real talk. You know they're not, ain't. So you can walk in your queen humble, your right character. It helps you so you can keep. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about doing the right thing, doing the righteous thing, even when it's hard, even when it's difficult, because there is a place that God has in store for you. Do you hear me? There is places that God is taking you. There is places that you're going to go. Everybody's not coming, or they can't, or they decide not to. But you got to do the right thing along the way. Right attitude, right posture. And sometimes it hurts, but it's part of your growth, your elevation, the process. But Queen, that thing is up to you. So this morning, do the righteous thing. If you got to learn, you learn how to do the righteous thing. Keep your heart solid in the things of God. He says exactly because people accept as a gift. Never get mad at people who are falling short of their word. Queens, you can't. I'm telling you, that stuff will. It will. If you become upset, or I mean, that's a lack of a word. I'm just trying to piggyback off you, Jackie. To affect you, and we all have feelings, got emotions. Don't get me wrong, but you don't want to let that thing stop you from getting to the purpose and the assignment. You don't want to be looking over your shoulder. I am not looking over my. Listen to. I'm not going forward, going up, going ahead. I'm not going to be looking over my shoulders. You don't want to be looking over your shoulders. You waste so much time looking back. We need to be going forward. Listen. He was persecuted first, but he says you'll be blessed. But this morning he just said, I just heard to just do the right thing. Keep your focus on the righteous thing. I promise you. Even when it's hard. Even when there's, when you feel like all the odds are against you. Do you hear me, Queens? And this is real talk. When it seems like the odds are against you. If you can keep your mind with kingdom thinking, you'll win every time. And I know sometimes we have supernatural roadblocks in doing what is righteous or right or righteous. You know how we do the righteous thing. But you will win every time. Listen. You'll win every time. Do you hear me? You will win every time. Do you hear me? So whatever you got to do, you do it with kingdom thinking. Even you got to cook it and they throw it in the garbage. Just do the right thing. Hey! Let me help somebody today. Queen, yes, there's a lot of times there are supernatural roadblocks. I'm going to help somebody today. Y'all got the skew. Whoa, listen. Just do the righteous thing. Queen, you will win. Do you hear me? Kingdom thinking, release kingdom promises. I'm going to help you this morning. Kingdom principles will release kingdom promises. Let me say it again. Kingdom. Wow, listen. Don't start. No, Queen. Look, don't start. No. Listen. Hey! He says, listen, but what I need you to do, don't you overcome evil with evil, but overcome evil with good. You win. Sometimes it seems like it takes a long time, and in the process of time, I want you to know whatever you sow, that shall you also reap. Woo! Listen. And when you understand the assignment, don't start now about ready. Come on, somebody say blow the whistle. Don't start now, Roxanne. Even when it looks like the odds are against you. Kingdom thinking. Kingdom principles. You got to learn how to navigate in the spiritual realm. Do you hear me? Because there is supernatural roadblocks sometimes. Woo! He said, you learn to do good. You seek justice. You correct oppression. You bring justice. Listen. Woo! He said, walk in peace and you'll get exact the powers that bring. Come on, listen to me. Real talk, you hear me? Kingdom thinking. Kingdom thinking. Loose bands, chains, oppression, deep kingdom thinking. I'm gonna whoa! Listen! Kingdom thinking. Push back powers and principalities, rulers and high things in heavenly places. Kingdom thinking. Turn the light on. Kingdom thinking. Demons scatter. Don't start now. This. Let me have a sip. Learning to do the right thing. Somebody say kingdom thinking. Listen. Don't be deceived. God is not mocked. Whatever a man sows, that shall he also reap. Kingdom thinking. Whoa! Listen. I'm helping. Lord, in the good morning, Queen. Your body is a temple of the Holy Ghost. Ah! Kingdom thinking. Oh my God. Lord, don't start none up in here. Kingdom thinking. Kingdom thinking will show you how to handle, how to push back. I started looking at some of the areas of my life. I was like, okay, well, why is this? He said, because you said sever the cords. I remember. You said cut the head off. Oh, wait a minute. You said, listen, I'm going to knock this one out. Well, come on, I'm going to help you this morning. Hey. Everything you put, look. When you put the blood up over the door, don't start none. Everything in it that ain't like you got to get up out of it. Don't start none. Won't be none. Do you hear me? I said kingdom thinking. Let me have a sip. Let me have a sip. Woo! Listen. Flip it upside down. Shake the foundation, God. Shook it. Do you hear me? And sometimes we wonder why certain things did this. Queen, sometimes it's just a prayer that you prayed. And not just your bad attitude. Ah, did you hear me? And understand, kingdom thinking doesn't mean that you ain't going to cut, sever. Because God is a God of love and he's a God of war. Don't get it twisted. Somebody say kingdom thinking. And what happens is when you start thinking on and in kingdom principles, it keeps your integrity intact. Your integrity. Woo! In the rightful posture and position. Let me start. Don't start. Listen. And yes, and there's moments where you have to have hush ministry. Can I tell you? Don't start now. Hush it up. Pray it up. And God do help. So God can't take care of it. Because there are some things that God has to shit out of your way so you can get to the assignment that is on your life. Queens, I'll be very honest with you. If I had not faced the things that I faced in life and things that happen, the best and the worst, and if God didn't allow certain things to be removed, I couldn't speak to you in the capacity that I do. I could not properly fulfill my design according to how God designed for me. I'm going to help somebody today. So in the journey, I had to make all these righteous decisions that were difficult, persecuted. But God was working all the while. Man, there was moments where I would feel like I was a spiritual punching bag. Do you hear me? And then I would try to run, and then they'll push me back in. I run. I get encouraged to go back in. Woo! Do you hear me? I kept saying, how long? How long? But God, you hear me? When you gotta do the right thing, you will win when it's difficult. And the Hush Ministry, real talk, and you have to understand, I'm telling you, the Hush Ministry, if you don't understand that the Hush Ministry is working in the releasing kingdom principles, that God is working a work, that he is answering prayers, that he is handling business, that he is whelping the sword, he is exposing things. Real talk, you hear me? If our helper wasn't here, we wouldn't be here. Girl, don't start now. If my helper weren't here, y'all see me on the news. Don't start no, the Eyewitness News, the Sky News. Listen, the bad news. Ah! Listen. The quiet before the storm. Don't start nothing, Queen. Queens, I wish I had time. I ain't got time today, but I promise you. I promise you. You'll win. Do you hear me? I promise you. And everybody's in different places and different seasons of their life. Each and every last one of you have been different experiences. They are not all the same. You wouldn't even want to walk in my shoe. I don't want to walk in your shoe, I promise you. But to do the right thing along the way, it's not always easy. Real talk. And not everybody's going to understand your righteous way of doing what you do. But God, do you hear me? But God. It was so misunderstood by many. But when you know you have stood your test of time, woo! Listen. Hey! Don't start none. Won't be none. You hear me? You kept your right position. You stayed in your rightful kingdom place. You walked with integrity. Woo! While under hard circumstances. But you still did the right thing. be like a jet plane and take off full throttle. Don't start now, Roxanne. Won't be now. You hear me? Woo! He said, after the storm, we are still standing. Come on, by faith. Come on, we are built for this thing. Listen to me. Real talk. Do you hear me? Queen, he gives to promote. My God promotions is a trip, though. I tell y'all not gonna fool with me today. Hold on. Let me tell you what this promotion. Let me tell you what God promotions look like. Wait a minute, Matthew. Don't start none. Blesses those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake. I'm gonna help somebody today. It is God. Matter of fact, let me lock a load in that this morning, Queens, because it is God that promotes. Oh, it is God that promotes. Wait a minute. Come on. Promotes. Don't start nothing. Real talk. Come on. 2 Corinthians 10:18, Queen. Let me just tap in there real good. For not he, let me see, make sure I got that right. Hold on. What does God say about promotion? Listen, it is God who promotes us. Advancing his employees to the next rank and position. Wow, listen. Oh, but wait a minute. When his promotion looks like persecution. When his when his promotion looked like being persecuted and talked about, and when his persecution looks like you overcoming evil with good. Oh, don't start now. Oh. When promotion looks like learning to do good and seek justice. Because a lot of times when we hear that it's God who promotes, but he doesn't tell you what comes with the promotion. Let me have a sip this morning. He doesn't tell you your experiences that you'll have that comes with promotion. If he did, I'll be like, Lord, I'm good. I don't need that promotion. I promise you. Did you hear me? Come on, it says God promoted by my hubby this morning, not his boss. Don't you start none. And I'm sure he went through some things to get promoted, Queen. Come on, the things that came with the test to get to the next level. Do you hear me? The opposition that they came with getting to the next place. Sometimes you're like, you know what? No, you can keep this one, God. I'm good. I'm Gucci right here. You can keep this. You can keep that. Do you hear me? And sometimes God doesn't tell you what's going to come with promotion. Your children, your marriage, your money. I'm sure he did. Did you hear me? He even told Mary, Mary, you are highly favored. But Mary had to give birth to a child where she ain't had no sex. Y'all better go ahead and quit playing with me. Hey! Let me have a sip on y'all this morning. And she still had to do the righteous thing. Don't start now. I'm finna have immaculate conception after you tell me I'm highly favored. Hold on, wait a minute, God. Now you done lost. I'm what? Highly favored, girl. But you getting ready to. Wait a minute. That sounds. In the natural, it don't sound favorable. I'm finna have an immaculate conception. I'm finna give birth without even having intimacy. Now, I'm gonna have. Excuse me. But kingdom thinking. Woo! She understood her assignment. So did her husband. Oh, we finna start something. I need to do the right thing. God, I got a few minutes. So did her husband. Oh, that's a whole, you know what, I'm finna walk off the stage because that's a whole nother subject in itself. He walked with her. even if he doubted, he believed God and what her assignment. Ooh, just do the right thing, queens. Don't y'all start. No, it won't be none. Do you hear me? How you gonna go to my natural husband, who I ain't even, and tell me I'm getting ready to carry somebody else's baby? Yeah, I better go head on. And you trying to tell me I still got to do the right thing? You better do the right thing. Woo! Kingdom thinking. Because something about the light, it won't just speak to you. It's going to speak to everything that's attached to you. Do you hear me? Because Joseph started having a conversation with God. Lord! With God, too. Don't fool me this morning. I'm just do the right thing. Let's do the right thing. Joseph's like, I'm gonna put this. Look, y'all gonna excuse me, Mary. I ain't got no Mary. I ain't after you. Look. I'm only could but imagine what Joseph was thinking in his carnal. Do you hear me? Come on, turn the light on, queens. Don't start. No, won't be none. What he was thinking. You have purpose. You have an assignment. You're gonna do greater works, and you're gonna bring in the who. Joseph, like, you gonna do what? She bringing in the who? What assignment is that? Ah! Now I'm sure Joseph had got in the way of the assignment. To the left. Get thee behind me, Satan. But Joseph did the right. Don't stop. Now I'm gonna have look. I already know somebody catching this on the other side. I don't care what you say this morning. Because her assignment that she had. Whoa! Listen! If Joseph hadn't told her, if God hadn't told Joseph, Joseph wouldn't have walked that gal, I promise you. Go ahead on, girl. Go on with all that. You know what? You've been laid up. You've been violating. In Queens, you having you purpose. You having you assignments. Oh. Woo! And some of you got those Josephs. I'm going to help somebody today. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody going to catch it. I'm going to leave that right there. God, security, I need you this morning. But real talk, you hear me? Can you imagine going to your Joseph and saying, Joseph, I believe I'm a teacher, Joseph. Joseph, I have some gifts, and Joseph, I got vision, Joseph. Joseph, I saw myself, Joseph. And Joseph said, girl, get up. You know what? Oh, let me have a sip this morning. Joseph may even see you, but doesn't. Let me have a sip this morning. Woo! Don't even see you. Or he do see you. Joseph see you. He see your oil. He see your anointing. He see your potential. But Joseph, kingdom thinking, spiritual roadblocks. And then you got to learn how to do the right thing, because come on, Mary, you know what God has purposed you for. You understand the assignment that God's issued upon your life. And you got to do the right thing. Because Joseph, you're going to be persecuted. Let me have a sip this morning. But keep your integrity. Keep your integrity. You are who God says you are. You can do what God says you can do. You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. You are fearfully, wonderfully made. You are the ambassador of Christ. Do you hear me? You are that of a royal priesthood. You are the salt of the earth. I'm going to help somebody today. Just, Queen, just do the right thing. Do you hear me? Come on, you are highly favored. You are victorious. You are courageous. Come on. Ooh, woo! Listen, you are. You are the one that God chosen for the assignment. Do the right thing. And let God deal with the Josephs. You hear me? As he did for Mary. So she had to get to her assignment and to fulfill her purpose by all means necessary. Let me have a sip this morning. Just do the right thing. Woo! Because whatever you sow, you shall also reap. This is kingdom thinking. Queens, I would not have survived without kingdom thinking. And that is real talk. Today is a new day. Do the right thing. If it's worth being addressed, address it. If it's not, let that joker smoke out, or you take it to pray, or you get into the hush ministry, wherever God has you positioned. And that's real talk. But you got to do the righteous thing. When you know to do good, do good. And evil is present, just do good. Righteousness, you will be rewarded. For persecution, just do good. Queens, you'll win. Do you hear me? I wish I had so much. One day I'm going to sit and just kind of tell you some of the pieces. Because real talk, Queen. They taught us so many things that I believe even in the church a lot of things could have been omitted in this journey. But this tradition and this religion and this, man, some of us are still bound by it. Some of you still right now are abused in it. Do you hear me? Got you spiritually being held hostage. Walking around, talking about hallelujah, and just, you ever driving, and you driving, bound. Driving, looking, but you looking out the window crying. No. And sometimes unhealthy due to being bound, unhealthy, not even your own prisons, but locked in somebody else's prison. Because you still do good. Let me have a sip. Spiritual, you know what? She said spiritual constipation. Don't start no more. And Queen, I lived there until I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. Do you hear me? trying to feed something to someone to help with the con. I am not responsible for anybody else's decision, but you're responsible and accountable for what you do that could affect some things. Prisoner in the mind, real talk, Queen. Real talk. Real talk, you hear me? Real talk. I think even now, can I just do this if I can? I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. And God, if it's not you, you'll interject with me inside of my spirit. You'll just do that for me. Just make sure my words are with wisdom in my delivery, if I even need to make it. We all been watching social media, and we've been dealing with, let me just do this. We've been dealing with, and this is not a call of judgment. This is not what I'm coming to make. I need to understand how sometimes we can be in other people's prison that are not our prisons. And I think about John Gray and his wife, Abner. And so he has his demons, he has his struggles. They're really deep, they're really strong, because no one can keep just doing the same thing and just not have deep. It might even be legions. You understand what I'm saying? Let me just do this. But sometimes the other person's prisons can become, but if she's really loose, and I don't know what she's going to do in this moment, but he keep having these out of marriage issues. Something bigger and something greater is really going on. You can't, we can have our, the power of God and all these great things as an individual, but there's something really, 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 really huge. And so she becomes almost like a prisoner to his prisons, but she understood at the time he kept going through his struggles. I don't know what happens now. I don't even know what the outcome will be, but what one hearts would decide. Good morning, Queen. In those prisons sometimes that other people live in, it becomes our prison. It affects our health. It affects you emotionally, because you are two, but you're together. So those things affects your health. Those things affect. Come on, it is in the core. You know what I mean? And prayer is there, and to prayer, deliverance, whatever thing is. And he was working on counseling, but there is something. And I want to give it up I want to give it up to his wife. I want to give it to his wife. It's a mean battle. You hear me? That's a mean battle. Do you hear me? I'm kingdom thinking. I ain't talking about that carnal man. Don't come. No, not today and not on my watch. I am not talking about this and this. I'm talking about from the inside. I'm not talking about from the outside. I am not talking about on no carnal level that they should have did this and they should have did that. No, that is not this. I'm going to let you know that right now. That is not this. There is no way that you can constantly keep going through that level of demonic warfare and something else bigger on the inside isn't going on. And for Queen, I give it to you, Abner, for her to, don't you hear me? I'm serious and I'm real talk, for her to stand in that thing and stand in that gap and really come on, wrestle down with him in spite of. Can I tell you, I don't know what the outcome will be after this. That is not my take. That is not my place. But I am talking about getting deep. Don't get deep. No. Because I think in the other instances it was real deep. This and this and this and that and this and this. Everybody got their words and they speaking what they want to say. But this one right here. Can you imagine what that queen had to box with? Wow! What she had to stand up against? Woo! For the traffic that came in, the spiritual height and the spiritual realms. I'm going to help you this morning. Come on, real talk. Do you hear me? Can I tell you? And the only way she was able to come with queens, this is real talk today. And the persecution that she had to take in the spiritual realm, not just in the natural realm. Do you understand me? On the different realms and principalities and rulers. Come on, that she had to hold up the fence, the gate in front of millions and thousands. This is real talk. While he deal with or don't deal with, because however he need to do his demons. Can I just say that? This is real talk. When you still got to do the right thing, come on, how your promotion gonna look, we never know. Do you hear me? You never know, because promotion comes from God, but you never know how he's going to get you to the next level of promotion, and that is real talk. Do you hear me? This thing I'm talking real talk today, because sometimes doing the right thing, going through persecution, can I tell you, it don't look like everybody's book isn't the same. Oh, listen, living inside somebody else's prison, becoming overweight because of it, losing your hair because of it. Oh, listen, somebody else's prison. Having heart attacks to somebody else's prisons, and you trying to break loose. Don't start none with me. I'm just saying. I know I need to get to the other side. We getting ready to do Zoom 30 minutes of body reset, but this is real talk today, because this is what I do over here. I don't know nothing else, because this is a real life, real talk, and it is, because real life is happening, and it is, and it is. I can only imagine. Woo! The fight. The struggle. The pain. The frustration. Real talk. The powers and the principalities. It is real. Do you hear me? Boy, y'all make me raise my hand up in here. Because some of us has experienced it. Yes, we have. The struggle is real. Queen, that's anything. You practice it with you too long, it becomes, and it's hard to get out of it. Can you hear me? It is hard to get out. It is hard to get out of when you start practicing those things. It is hard. It is. Karen, we started at the top. Stop just talking about doing the right thing, even in a hard place, making righteous decisions when it's difficult. Even being persecuted for righteousness' sake, because you will be rewarded, if not now, even in heaven, that you will win. It is hard, queens, can I tell you? When you are battling against powers and principalities and rulers and wicked things in the high places, when you have to learn how to sometimes be quiet, put it under the rug, let the fires go out. Listen to me, sometimes the things that are happening because of things that we pray to expose, to get things in, get things in alignment. If it ain't anything in my house that ain't walking like you, God, get it out. We done said some things. We don't put the blood is over our door, so some things that relates to death cannot stay, and then we wonder why certain things happen. We talked about my girl Mary, how sometimes we are connected. We got our Josephs, can I say, and sometimes our Josephs don't understand the assignments, and so if they don't understand the assignments, and sometimes Sometimes God has, listen to me, Joseph got on board. He got on board to the assignment that Mary was getting ready to give birth to the Messiah. Can I tell you? And that wasn't easy for Joseph to understand. Why? Because first of all, you getting ready to get pregnant. I ain't even hit it. I ain't even hit it. How you gonna get pregnant? I ain't hit it. So who are you pregnant? Real talk. Do you hear me? And we talk about favor. I'm just giving you a recap real quick. We talk about favor, but everybody come, hallelujah, give me favor, give me favor, give me favor. Favor. Listen to me. God told Mary you are highly favored. But let me now you finna tell me, God, that you getting ready to have me get impregnated, an immaculate conception. Man, I don't even know. Is that favor? Listen, real talk. You understand? In the natural eye, we keep thinking favor just come with this turn around 3 times. I'm favored. No, there's sometimes there is things that you have to experience, and you're going to experience in this thing. Yeah, we're favored and highly favored. Mary. And if Joseph don't understand the assignment, that the fact that you are a teacher, evangelist, a prophet, a teacher, a leader, whatever that thing is that God has called you to do. And if your Josephs don't understand or see your potential, and don't understand what God has inside of you, can you imagine? And I was saying this, I'm just backdropping, I'm going to get up out of here. And imagine you having that kind of potential in you. And Joseph do see it. And Joseph, like, you finna give birth to the who? The King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. You ain't fit for that. You can't do that. You out of order. Let me tell you something. And then we got over to John Gray and Abner and their struggle and they fight that is real. How real that is, and how she was going neck to neck with his demons. Can I just say that? The cost of the oil. Come on, listen. Real talk. And to do things righteously, in the midst of all that. Real talk, man. We talked about kingdom thinking. Come on. You know what that, and to deal. One of the queens said, you keep practicing something for so long, them rituals, them strongholds, them patterns, them jokers don't just become demons, them jokers become legions. Woo! Listen. But there's nothing too hard for God. And I gotta give it up to Mr. Gray. For still keep pressing, still preaching, still talking. Going through constant, still struggling. Now God's grace is sufficient for him. Don't get me wrong. But there's a moment. Because I believe God does this for us. And we all can all raise our hand. I'm going to get up out of here. I got 3 minutes and I'm getting up. I'm just recapping, Queen. There is things that we do in secrecy that we told no one about. There's a fight that we all have within our own selves that we don't even tell anybody about. And God gives us time, grace. I remember snitching on my own self. 2009. I needed to tell. I'm telling before it get exposed. I'm telling before it take me too far. I'm going to tell. I called my bishop. I said I'm going to snitch on me because I don't want to be here. I snitched on myself. Others had opportunities to snitch on themselves as well. They did not take the opportunity. Woo! Listen. So things happen. Can I tell you? But God's grace. And things were exposed. I believe even for myself, if I had not dealt with my me, it would have been probably exposed if I hadn't dealt with some of the practices that I was in 2009. Man, I listen, and that's real talk. But this morning, I just wanted you to be encouraged because we got 2 minutes. That you do the righteous thing. Your integrity starts at home, church, community. But make sure you are making righteous decisions for your life. When you know to do good and do evil, it is sin. And that is real talk. Your integrity is very important, queens. Can I tell you? Today is a new day. It is a fresh start. Begin again. If you need to look and clock in and clock out, do what you need to do. And that is real talk. Can I tell you? Real talk. Listen. Real talk. Step outside of the box. Do what is necessary. Understand your balance. Listen to me. This is real talk. Can I tell you? And how God wants to deal with life and your circumstances, because everybody is different. Everybody's walking in different levels and different shoes. But queens, do the right thing, and I promise you, you'll win. You will win. Kingdom thinking this morning. Integrity, Roxanne, it is so important. And God is a redeemer of time to the point that you can have done something for such a period of time, but if you start walking in the right stead, in the right, especially when you start learning, maturing from the things that you experience, and this is real talk, God can, he'll use, he said, those who love me are called or chosen and love me, he said, I'll use all those things for good. He'll use all those things for good. And you do. So this morning, queens, I want you guys to listen. Join me over on Body Reset. Body Reset, and for our what we do, we meet for 15 minutes virtually, live. It's in the group, and then we do 30 minutes of our exercise, and then we go over and we have virtual breakfast. It says, listen to me, we are in the money God sent. Coins in the fish's mouth. Don't start nothing, queen. We will win. Yeah, you will win if you do the righteous thing. I promise you. Even sometimes it doesn't feel like you are doing the righteous thing, and maybe your stories may be misunderstood, and things that you have to do and choose to do because you realize that you are not only just fighting in the ring for your own life, but sometimes you're holding up a gap for other people. And I always say they're prisons, but it depends. If you're free, you're free in your mind. Their prison doesn't have to be your prison, but sometimes the going do get tough. Can I say a real talk? The buses out here, coach. You guys don't start nothing, Renee. Listen, we getting ready to go walk this thing out. This is why I say taking care of you is so important. Taking care of your health is very important, because you don't know what righteous decisions you're going to have to make that may be tough. And sure enough, do you hear me? And sometimes them righteous decisions can get your emotions in a tizzy. Sometimes, being persecuted can take your mind to different places. So instead of choosing the healthy way of doing things, you start eating the wrong things. I'm a witness. Don't start now. You will start doing the wrong things and start eating the wrong things. And next thing you know, you'll be in places. You're not doing what is wrong, but you're also now you're not taking care of yourself. Can I just help somebody today? And then we're gonna get up out of here, because maybe you're doing the righteous thing and not choosing to do the wrong thing. You got the hush ministry going, you got prayer ministry going on that thing in life, but you're still not taking care of you in the midst of it. Can I say that? So you find yourself, come on, a notch too big and mentally unstable. And this is real talk. Yeah, you're not doing the wrong things. You didn't leave. I stayed. I held on. I decided to go in this corner. Because now I'm taking on, the persecution. I didn't run when I felt like throwing the towel. But then what happens? Because now you still have to maintain yourself. Can I say you got to take care of you while God is taking care of businesses, handling things, turning things upside down. You ain't turning over to Juju Bonds and baby goods. You understand what I'm saying? And this is real talk. Woo! And that's a lot going on when you're dealing in that area. Understand what I'm saying? And somebody gonna help me today. You don't want to lose your health. You don't want to lose your hair. You don't want to lose your mind while these things are happening. Can I tell you? And listen, been there, I already know. Come back. Because there is something about spiritual warfare. Even doing the righteous thing, being persecuted for righteousness' sake. It takes you through experiences. experiences. Sometimes some things can have you acting like a banshee. Real talk. Come on, kingdom business for kingdom builders. Don't start now, Queen. Real talk, you hear me? Some of them fires. There used to be so many fires. I think I used to see Walmart about 10 times a day. I said, if I go see Walmart one more again, if I pull up to that Burger King line one more again, because I'm trying to do the righteous thing, but not taking care of yourself in the midst of it. He said, I pray that you be in good health, even as your soul prosper. Take care of you, Queen, while doing good. Even we know that evil is present. Take care of you, Queen, when you are being persecuted for righteousness' sake. Take care of you, Queen. Do you hear me? When you're praying on them things, take care of you, Queen. Take care of you. Go get what you need from the inside out. Take care of you. Because you mean to tell me if I'm sowing righteous seeds and there's a harvest that's going to come, get ready for what's coming. Don't get there and you can't handle what's in store for you. Self-love, do you hear me? Listen. Don't lose you in making the right decision. And that's real talk. I'm sure some of y'all can go back and some decisions you made while fighting in the spiritual realm. I'm sure I can. I remember from a size, 14, 16 to a size 24. Did you hear me? Huh? Did you hear me? Hair was thin. I am who God says I am. Hair was thin. Fighting for my life. Now y'all go ahead and come on, join me on by. This is real talk. Doing the righteous thing. Still got to take care of you. You are who God says I am. I am who God says I am. And you can do what God says you can do. So this morning, we're going to go make some righteous, healthy decisions. Don't start. No, it is a new day. It is a new start. And that it is. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I want to take my time over on Body Reset. You guys make sure you check out my t-shirts. Yesterday, just on a side note, may you take the meat and leave the bones. How about that? Listen to me, and we'll be locked and loaded. Come on, the carnal flesh has no power. It wants to die. Queen, it doesn't want to die. Our carnal wants to live. It doesn't want to die. But when we start doing kingdom things, and then that's when it's really, we start to put it to death. Can I tell you, when we start doing kingdom things, we start putting that carnal thing to death. But the flesh wants to live. Oh, this joker, and it is well alive. Don't get it twisted. Listen to me, what righteousness, come on. We'll choke it out. Don't start now. Listen to me, doing the right thing, the righteous thing, it will choke it out, Queen. You got it. Guys, make sure you go check out my t-shirt line. God is so amazing. And so sometimes when you're evolving and moving and creating and doing what you do, Sometimes you think people aren't paying attention and things aren't happening. Man, good and God come out. He just come out of nowhere. And so make sure when you are producing your work, you are producing it with quality, that you have the people heart in mind. And I promise you, when you do, they'll keep coming. They'll keep coming back. Just make sure you got their heart in mind, not just your heart in mind, but what you're getting. Integrity, once again, even when you're moving. I'm moving to the left a little bit, moving in integrity in your product and your services and how you handle it. Let me tell you something, when you do it right, they'll keep coming. My God. So I sold some t-shirts yesterday, and the queen says to me, I seen a text this morning. She said, you did a phenomenal. She said, you did a phenomenal. I'm like, my God, phenomenal job. I was just doing what God has given me to do. She says, and not only one, but two. She said, you did a phenomenal job. And so then this morning, can I just say, God, I thank you. She just placed another order. I'm telling you something, work in integrity, and I mean it. They will come back. You will get your faithful few. Let me tell you something. God knows, I promise you. So with integrity, and sometimes, and guess what? A lot of times they're going to be strangers, people you don't even listen. Do you hear me? Stop thinking it's that little knit or that little circle. Listen to me. Sometimes there are those that are outside of the ram. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? And you never know whose people are connected to. Do you hear me? That can help move you. Do you hear me? And sometimes we're looking for that circle to be your best supporter. Sometimes God is going to use people you don't even know. Let me get up out of here. Listen, Lord, I thank you. Somebody say favor, but he never tells you what you're going to have to go through to get there. Let me see you on the other side. I'm going over on body reset. Listen to me. Outside. Come on. Don't start none, queen. Outside the circle. Do you hear me? And so that stops you from looking. Kingdom principles stop you from looking inside them listen to them. Look. And now I am grateful for every circle. Don't get me wrong, but if you just keep looking inside there, it's like having tunnel vision, baby. When he says stretch your tent, the world is wide. Because one thing about a person, they know what they want. I promise you, if they don't want it, they ain't coming for it, period. Milk and honey. Jackie, don't you start none. Won't be none. All I know is do the righteous thing, let the favor of God, come on, real talk, be over your life. Hush ministry, you know what, on the outside. But real talk, can I tell you? And so now while I'm sitting here talking to you guys, I just get another, can you please? But listen to me. I got to go because we got orders coming through the pipeline. Can I tell you what to God be doing? Those who want businesses, you really do understand. I know you understand exactly what I'm saying. And those who desire to, make sure, come on, Pat, make sure you work with integrity. And I'm going to tell you one thing about people. They know what they want. We know what we want. We know what we're going to buy. We know where we're going to spend it. That's just how we are. And that's just it. We know who we're going to support. We know who we're not. I promise you. Can I tell you, it is no. So you ain't got to, you really don't have, and as integral individuals, you don't really have to do. Matter of fact, let me get plugged in while I'm talking to you, Queen. The only thing I need to do is throw in my sneakers. Stop acting like Ray Charles now, don't you? Don't you start now, Queen. Listen, you don't see me. Don't act like Ray Charles. Don't you start. No, it won't be none. But I tell you this, for those, I thank God for his favor. But let me get ready for Zoom while I'm sitting right here all up in OT time. To God be the glory, Queen. I mean it. And I mean that with all my heart. Man. He knows. I don't know what this thing joining me. I don't know what they want me to do. They want me to join. I'm already up in here and I ain't got no link. But listen to me. That Karen, real talk. Can I tell you, just keep working in what you know. Let your heart stop looking just on the inside of things. And you gotta, I mean, not Ray Charles had his, he hid his masters. You know what? I'm not going to be fooling with you, Jackie. You know what? Well, Queen, he does. Matter, he knows everyone's name, every hair on their head. Can I tell you? Listen, just keep going, keep shaking, and keep driving. I got 15 minutes to get over on Zoom, and I'm going to be deeply ready, and I am going to be on time. So I'll see you guys on the other side. Know that I love you. And I'm going to tell you, for those who haven't joined Body Reset, it is not too late. I promise you, it is not too late. The principles are the same. We create a wonderful group, a good group of empowered women. Man, I'm telling you. And if you haven't missed it, I do the recordings. Fridays didn't convert. I don't know why it didn't convert, but I pray that they have a good conversion on the recording so I can submit it to you. So if you didn't get it, there's a reason behind it. I was still trying to work on getting it Fridays. I had Fridays recording to submit it. Hush up, minute. I need to hush right now, Queen. Let me get up out of here. Goodbye. Don't start nuts. I'm finna go hush. Guys, know that I love you. Be blessed. I'll see you guys on the other side. We're getting ready to get over on Zoom. Hope to see you on the other side. Know that I love you. Be blessed. And don't forget to check out my apparel line, QRU's Apparel. I got to go. Know that, guys, it's just every star one by one, named by every queen, every last one of us. Do you hear me? And that's real talk. So make sure you just do the right thing this morning. Can I just say, just do the right thing? It might be hard, it might be difficult, but if it's worth it and you'll win. I got to go before I get left. Know that I love you guys. Be blessed until you and I meet again. Thank you for joining me over here on Queen Rise Up. I love you guys.